All right, welcome everyone to a new episode of the podcast. This time we'll be doing MSI Group Stages. So we've just been through, I don't know how many games it's been. It's been quite a bit through most of the week that's gone through there, and we finally have our winners, our top six that will be going into the Rumble stage. So we'll be talking about that, some of the surprise performances that we've had, especially from the upcoming regions, thinking about Turkey, um, Oceania specifically, who managed to qualify. I am super blurry, by the way. Let me just fix that real quick. Why am I so blurry? What the hell? Focus, focus. Hello? What? I don't even know what it's focusing on. How am I so blurry? Give me 2 seconds, guys. I am very sorry about this. Hello, hello, hello. Let me just try the secret technique. I'm sorry, guys. This will focus at some time. Focus on my hand. Okay, focus on my face now. I don't know, guys. This is a blurry podcast. This is how it's working now. But yeah. So what was I talking about? Yeah. So group stage. This is actually pissing me off so much. Focus, you dumb camera. What are you doing? Oh, hey, there we go. Just needed a little bit of a nudge. Look at me, crystal clear, beautiful. Yeah. Let me do that all over again. Um, what was I saying? I'm just gonna pop the chat on the side, see what you guys are saying. The camera is enough. The background flag. Tell me about it. Yeah, so the group stage, that's been done. There's actually some exciting games, to be honest, and we're going into the Rumble stage, which is like a centralized sort of group stage with the top six teams that managed to qualify. Um, I'm just going to preface this podcast by saying I will not be talking about any of the changes, the rumors, whether it be Fnatic, any other team. There will be a pre summer split show where once everything is confirmed by the organizations. I know Jacob Wolf has uh, mentioned those, and it's pretty much 99.99% sure. But right now, I want to focus on MSI. I want to talk about this and see what you guys thought about the performances that we've had the past week. So, speaking of which, it's time for me to do crap. Hopefully, that's the right one. I'm gonna peek. Yep, it's the right one. Okay, so for those watching on YouTube, you already have the screen, and for me, there we go. Why am I not able to put that? Ooh, this is not what I wanted to do. Oh, okay, this is what I wanted to do. Okay, so I managed this as much as I could because I got a bit lazy. Oh, lazy and busy during the week. But as you can see, the six teams that made it out this week, we've had the LPL. So we've had RNG from Group A, and Pentanet GG, who's also made it out. So well done to them. Big big surprise that Oceania managed to make it out, and surprisingly UOL did not manage to win on that one. So commiserations to them, but big congratulations to Oceania here, to Australia, who's going into the Rumble stage. Group B definitely had a banger of a group here, with what I think is a bit of how do I qualify this? A bit of a shame actually that um, Turkey didn't win more game than they should have. They played really well, and we've had some amazing players. But we have Mad Lions and what do you call it? Who was it? PSG Talon. Thank you. Who made it out? And from Group C, we had Damwon Gaming coming on at top while looking a bit shaky. They actually got challenged quite a bit, especially by C9, who's the other team to qualify and who took a game off of them, which, I think that's just changing the whole narrative that we were saying that they were not going to make it out in the first place. Um, Unfortunately, Japan, who looked really, really good in my opinion, did not make it out. Even on the second week, in my opinion, they were looking pretty impressive, and unfortunately didn't work out for them. So again, commiserations, and Latin America, they struggled a bit. They had some. They were challenging a little bit, but it wasn't enough. It really felt like the second spot was between those two teams. But yeah, with that said, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Hopefully, I'm doing this properly. I think I am. Yeah. So, well, your group A was kind of it was like RNG at the top, who barely got like challenged. To be honest, I don't know what you guys think, but and then it was just like monkey fight between UOL and Pentanet.gg, which on the last day they literally went through a best of five. When you think about it, like they had to play way more games. I think they faced each other 4 times in total, which is super grueling, and I think that impacted a lot the players, especially Yoel and Pentanet, and we see in the end that against all odds, Pentanet, who actually looked a bit more solid in their wins compared to Yoel wins, if that makes sense, and they took the last game somewhat quite comfortably. They can definitely feel the good synergy in this team, which I think trumps any maybe how would you skill discrepancy from one lane to another. And to me, it felt like they played much better together than maybe UOL, who are very, very, very talented. They have some great players, but when it comes to like a 5 versus 5 format, definitely they had the advantage when it came to Pentanet. So congratulations to them. It's going to be a massive challenge once they get into the Rumble stage, because they're going to be facing the big dogs, who are going to be what do you call it? There's going to be Mad Lions, obviously, and PSG Talon, who Group B was actually quite interesting, to be honest. I thought, looking at it, that Wildcats were gonna take way more games. They just kind of choked. They had great advantages. They had Starscreen, which is that the correct name? Yes, Rumble still. It's like it's a double round robin. But yeah, Starscreen is like the next armor. This guy was super super impressive, specifically on his set. Really really good performances. Quite a shame that they didn't manage to go through more than that. Mad Lions, who actually lost a game to Wildcats. Their games were, you had a mix of like really strong games where it's like they're crushing it there, no one can get them here, and then you had another mix of oh my god, they're actually gonna lose a game, they're not gonna go 6-0 in their group, which is not really that important. It's more for bragging rights in my opinions. But when you think about it, maybe you kind of want that comfort situation where you're like, yeah, I'm 6-0 going into the Rumble stage, just to say like, hey, I'm like RNG, I'm like LCK. Well, I'm like Damwon, who didn't go 6-0, but at that moment. So yeah, other team obviously PSG Talon, who didn't manage to take a game off of Mad Lions. We had, I think, more expectations when it came down to this. I believe they played well against the other teams, but Mad Lions really had them in control. Yeah, Mad Lions going 5-1, still looking really strong. It felt like once they got a bit too much of an advantage, they I don't know, they kind of lost control of themselves. They felt too comfortable, and I think they need to tighten up a little bit if they want to be able to make it through to after well to the playoff stage. So qualify through the Rumble stage, because when they're going to be facing LCK and RNG, if you're gonna get that slight advantage against them, you cannot let it slip up, or else it's you're gonna lose the game. So yeah, definitely super interesting games. Pain Gaming, who did manage to catch a game or two, I believe. Um, they could have won more actually, but they just choked, and that was really that was dramatic, to be honest, because I was maybe expecting them to be a bit more spoiler in the end. But we didn't get much off of them. But I was thinking if I wonder if Wildcats could have done something against Damwon, who kind of struggle in the early game, but just because of their macro and their steadiness on the map, they're able to bring it back from time to time. So this actually brings me to the Group C and to the winners here. I'm being blurry again. Am I good? I'm still not good. I don't know, dude. Whatever. It's a blurry podcast, guys. I'm sorry about that. But yeah. So Damwon, who could who could I've just been, or who, sorry, I should say, who would have expected to be so dominant throughout the group stage, actually looked kind of shaky, and I was surprised that they didn't lose more games. Like at one point, it even seemed that they were going to lose to Japan, and they still managed to win the game they played against Detonation Gaming. I looked away for 2 seconds, like Detonation was ahead, and it's like, oh, Damwon has won the game. Like, how? What what happened? So that's kind of the power of Damwon in the end, is that they're able to really come back from the brink of defeat. But when it came to that week two, and it was like Damwon at the top, and then you had the three other teams who were, fighting for the last spot. Obviously, the memes kind of just started flowing down. It's like, I'm blurry IRL. Yes, I am blurry IRL. I am a blob. Um, but yeah, the memes kind of started coming that C9 was not gonna make it out. It's NA. They're gonna choke again and all sorts. And they actually surprised on the second week. They went 3-0 and they took a game off of Damwon. So I guess Cloud9 just wins Worlds 2021. That's it. You've heard it here first. But actually, it's what I mentioned last time, is the perks effect. Especially when what's the name, when G2 obviously transferred perks to C9. We had this whole debate around this, and again, I was saying they didn't get reckless. They lost perks, and perks, like, even in NA, he's gonna bring that clutch mentality. And I think it truly helped when it came down to it. When they had to go into that last week, and it's like, guys, we can't be a joke anymore. We have to qualify. We have to represent, and they brought it. They brought it to the table, and congratulations to them, to be honest. To make it through in such a convincing fashion. And yeah, a bit sad that Japan didn't make it through. We had some expectations. I had mentioned Arya, who really popped off during the group stage, and I'm happy we've been able to see what he's able to bring, especially with his Zoe. Super scary. But they can make it against Damwon in the second week. Damwon had that super cheesy wombo combo, Diana, Yasuo, knock up into 3-4 man ultimate, last breath, and that was it. It's like, literally, they bait Baron, and no, DFM is ahead, and it's like, oh, you're here, omae wa mu shinderu. You're all dead. You've just lost the game because free four man knock up Yasuo ultimate, the Canyon Showmaker, bang bang, game over. Game over. The gold flipped, the momentum flipped. And it's just like, like it sucks, right? Because you're like, oh, the underdog, Japanese team, they're doing it against Damwon. They're gonna do it, and then Damwon's just like, yeah, oh, we're just gonna press one button in this GG, the outplay button, and it's a bit frustrating. It's good. It's smart draft. It's smart usage of their champions, but it's like, did they really win on like a cheesy combo? Like, I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting group stage. I think the emerging regions definitely stepped up, even though it's on a majority. The teams who've qualified are the ones who were expecting. The big surprise was really Pentanet.gg, and yeah, I don't know if there's anyone who wanted to talk about something in particular about the group stage, maybe a game they liked, a highlight they wanted to put forward by any chance. If there's something you want to mention, as usual, give me a little thumbs up in the community podcast. If not, I'll just move on to the Rumble stage. But this is your time to be on the show if you've watched MSI, if you want to talk about it. I see the Boomer has come up. Boomer, you should be unmuted now.
Yes, hello.
Perfect. Hello, Boomer. Glad to have you back on the show. How's it going?
Great. What about you? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Try to watch as much MSI as possible while being at work. So I had my phone on the side while trying to stay focused. So I'll be honest, I didn't necessarily watch all the games properly, but I try to have a general idea to be able to make a comment. But I'm very interested to see what you have to bring on this group stage. What your opinions, maybe any highlights that you have on your side.
Well, I'll be honest, I didn't watch as much as I would like because obviously job and the games start way too early for me to follow up on them. But I think you covered it all pretty well. I just wanted to add that C9 indeed stepped up a lot, and all those memes turned out to be not true.
Mm-hmm.
The sad part is about DFM that they didn't make it. I think they played extremely well. I especially like their game against Damwon,
Mm-hmm.
with the one where they almost won. Almost, it was very damn close, but they threw it at the end. I think they could have made it if they played a little bit better, but it is what it is. Mad Lions are doing okay. That's kind of good, I guess, but at their current level of play, I honestly don't see how they can challenge RNG. Because RNG basically stomped their whole group, essentially. I mean, their last game, they even swapped their top laner to mid and they had a sub for top lane, and it still wasn't even a challenge for them. Surprising that that one is kind of struggling, I guess, or they're maybe just playing with their foot too much, but I think their games can bite them in the behind, so to speak, at the end. So yeah, I expect that it will be RNG versus Damwon in the final,
Mm-hmm.
and Mad will maybe fight for third or fourth against C9. Because honestly, after seeing how RNG performed, the gap is just too huge at this point.
Yeah, that's definitely the impression so I'm kind of there's two parts of the way I approach this. Is that RNG obviously looked like really strong. Like it didn't feel like anyone in their group could come in and challenge them. At the same time, you've got Pentanet, who's, I guess, I mean, one of the weakest teams, I guess, but they still qualified. But it was against UOL, so I don't know. And then I also remember that Curly mentioned one of his mates who also watches Oceania. They said that Pantanet's supposed to be decent. So, like, I guess it makes sense that they qualified in a three man group and then RNG just won straight up. So I still think RNG is looking really good to win it all. I'm still trying to be cautious because they didn't necessarily get that much challenge within their group. So who knows once they go against Damwon, who has a bit time to prep, against Mad Lions, who has a bit more time to prep, and how this new like Rumble stage really goes through in the end and how it's managed. So um, I completely agree that we can. So actually, that's another thing is that I'm not sure how the playoffs format is. If it's like this time the ranking of the group stage matters. So it's like seed 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's seed 1 against seed 3 or 4 they choose, and then seed 2 against whoever's left. Like you kind of do in LEC playoffs. So I don't know if anyone has any information about this, but if you do, please let me know. Because in that case, we could see RNG and Damwon um, going through. Cloud9 definitely stepped up. I agree much with that. And again, I'm going to repeat myself, but in my opinion, it's definitely the perks effect. Like it's insane what this guy is able to do, and how well he played, especially in his Victor, and even on the first game. And it's actually a very good point, and I'm happy you brought that up. That it was close until it wasn't close because they were winning in terms of like kills, but if you looked at the gold difference, that one was like continuously ahead. Like even when it was close, that one had like maybe 501k gold ahead, and then once they started getting their turret, it's like, oh, they're like 2k, 3k ahead while being behind in kills. So they're getting more pressure on the map, and it's like, next team fight, they actually win. And the game's pretty much over. They're on the edge. They're on the edge, and it's like it tips over, and then they take over the game. But they definitely looked a bit, I don't know, fragile, I would say. So again, maybe they need to fix some things, and maybe they'll come in much stronger. I think maybe once they go against RNG and they butt heads, it's going to be like Clash of Titans, and we're going to see like different styles, and maybe how do you call it? They may be surprised and they take a game of RNG, so yeah, it'll definitely be. I think the Rumble stage is going to be an interesting one because it's just everyone fighting against everyone, and we might get some surprises, because right now it's like the two top teams are RNG and Damwon, and now the people who are here to upset them, it's Cloud9 and Cloud9, Mad Lions. Oh, actually, all the rest of them: Cloud9, Mad Lions, PSG, and Pentanet. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm still kind of cautious on calling like RNG full stomp. I'm still waiting for them to get challenged by more bigger teams at the same time. But yeah, very good points, Boomer. I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to add to this in the end.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, what do you think about the new MSI format in comparison to last year?
Um, that's a good question. Um, I will say this before going in, I was a bit, I wouldn't say anxious, but I was questioning actually the fact that you had so many like like it felt like it was predetermined at this stage, the group stage, and that basically what do you call it, the emerging region, the upcoming regions, they were just here to complete the group, just to participate. What it felt like is that we definitely had much more of a show and much more of a challenge coming from them, and I'm actually quite satisfied by the few upsets that we had, even though like most of the teams that we expected to go through actually went through. We still had some upsets. Japan looked great. In my opinion, Turkey looked great. Their final score is not really representative of their level, in my opinion. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm not analyzing this properly, but in my opinion, I think they played really well and they were impressive. And some of the players, like again Starscreen, um, are potentially LEC bound next year. So we'll have to see about that. Um, I'd say maybe the only negative part is Vietnam not being able to be here. So therefore, that created the group A, which was really small, without much challenge, and it's just like RNG slapping people, and it's like, yeah, UOL and Pentanet, you just fight between each other. So I don't know. Group stage was actually better than I expected. So in that sense, I actually kind of like the format. I'm now really excited because of what we've seen in group stage of the Rumble stage and just seeing people just fight it through. So I think it's actually interesting. It's a bit more compact. So I'm just kind of questioning how much that impacts the players in terms of their performances. We've heard about burnout during like Worlds, for instances, when the um, the delay between one stage to another was really short because you need to understand that as you're facing new teams, you have to do new prep and more scrims and change your scrims and things like this. So, ooh, I am going full blurry right now. Calm down. Ah, I'm back to being blurry, I guess. What the hell did? Hello? Well, I guess
Hello.
I'm blurred. Whatever, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the teams who are strong during the group stage show the same performances, and if the smaller teams are actually stepping up and bringing in maybe some new picks. We've seen the Z in the mid lanes, so that's the fun of it. Is that the smaller teams like Pentanet, they're like, screw it, we're going for it, and we'll see what happens. They're the ones who chose the Drake song, right? Which was we're going home or something like this, or we're going back home. I'm not sure of the song, but um, yeah, and they're not going home yet, so congrats to them. Hey, I'm not blurry anymore. I don't know how this camera works. This camera is supposed to be super good. It's like a Logitech 1080p HD camera, and it's just screwing with me. Whatever. But yeah, well, cool. But yeah, so and well, actually, I'll send the question back to you, Boomer. What did you think of this format so far?
It's kind of mixed feelings for
Mm-hmm.
me, to be honest, because I think there are good sides to it and bad sides. Good sides is that it's like you said, you get more show, so to speak, more games, and teams get to fight more, but at the same time, some groups, I would say, are really imbalanced. And it shows in some games that it isn't a game anymore, it's just one team bullying another team into a short victory in under 30 minutes. But overall, I think during times of COVID, when there can't be that much live audience, I think it's the best option that they could have made.
Yeah, that's a good point for sure. And yeah, I think there's like a viewership and an audience. Um, how do you call it?
I'm sure that players are live, but I don't know whether or not there is live audience at the studio right now. I
Yeah, I
think
mean,
there ain't.
I don't think we're gonna see. My expectations is what we don't get live until I'm gonna say probably next year. I think they're gonna want to play it safe, even though vaccines are being deployed, especially to now the younger population in different European countries. But because it's a situation of double dosage, that also kind of delays, and there's a lot of people who still don't want to get vaccinated. And I mean, I'm not going to start the discussion on this, but I think that they're going to want to play it safe, and unfortunately we're not going to have live audience for some time, so we'll have to pull through. And hopefully in 2022 things are much better, and who knows, maybe we'll have, if I'm still doing the podcast next year, and I hope I will. That means you guys are still around to watch me. Um, maybe there'll be a live episode at the LEC studio. That would be cool. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, maybe.
That would definitely be cool.
Dude, I mean, I'd be really happy if I can meet some of you guys there, do a live thing. I'd have a little microphone and the backpack to record everything, and yeah, and maybe I get a podcast with Medic or Shocks. That's the banger. Okay, I'm gonna stop dreaming, but yeah, just just to come back to what you were saying, for sure, I agree. It's a really good point that you put forward, that when there's no audience, you just want to make it compact, just make it go through, and I think it also works better in terms of online audiences. It's a shorter format. They can watch everything, and they can go into summer also a bit more quickly. So yeah, for sure, very good point. I'm seeing people who are talking here. Fnatic fans together chanting Fnatic. Oh, dude, can only wish. We can only wish. It's coming. It's coming, guys. We're getting through this. It's long and painful, but yeah, we'll eventually get back to live audience. We need a little bit more patience, but yeah, cool. I don't know if you have any last elements, any last words you'd like to add to this, Boomer.
Well, I'll say this. Maybe you can call me optimistic, but I hope that at the end of this summer split, maybe we will get live audiences again. Because at the rate how everything is going, I think they will remove restrictions for summer.
We'll see. We'll see. I think because there's been cases within the LEC crew and staff, they're being double cautious. So I think they're going to be really, really careful that even if, I don't know, wherever they have playoffs, outside of the studio, if that happens, they'll be talking with local governments and things like this, and see what's the best thing to do, the best approach to have in that situation. But I definitely miss it myself. I've only been to like a handful of live performances, so I definitely miss it, and I'd be really happy to get back there. And again, this time as a podcaster, and see if we can do something a bit special. That's something that's in the back of my mind. So, but we'll see. But in any case, Boomer, thank you for coming as usual. Always appreciate
Thank you
you
for having me.
coming here, and yeah, good, very good takes. I'm just gonna just do the switcheroo. Oh, oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! What have I done? What have I done, guys? Oops! I am clicking. There we go. Back. I'm sorry, Boomer. I have my fingers, my mouse slipped. This podcast is a mess. Let's move forward. Rumble stage. 6 teams. Oh, guys. I don't know what's going on. The camera is screwing with me. I sent Boomer to the Shadow Realm. He's back. I sent myself to the Shadow Realm. Whew. It's a dated. It's a day. If people have seen me right in League of Legends, I've had a bad day of solo queue. So my mind is. I just hate this game, but I'm too addicted. I can't let it go. I need help. In any case, Rumble stage, RNG, Damwong, Mad Lions, C9, PSG, and Pentanet. Super exciting. We kind of mentioned it with Boomer. Um, the RNG coming in as the only undefeated team, while not really challenged in Group A. So I'm expecting maybe a bit more challenge to come up to them, or maybe they're just that good and they just crush everyone. I don't expect them to go undefeated. If they do, then just give them the trophy, I guess. But I think there's going to be a clash of play styles with other top teams. I'm sure Damwong's Damwong RNG is going to be a banger already. Mad Lion's going to be super interesting to watch against Damwong and RNG. I think this is what we're looking forward to most, especially as Europeans, to see how our European team is facing against the top two regions, obviously. Um, and then obviously Cloud9. Let's see if they continue on their performance and they go forward. If the perks effect is still coming through, perks on the international stage, it's another can of beans, So I'm excited to see them against RNG. I just hope they don't get completely stomped because it's not even fun at the end to just meme on C9. It's like I'm kind of curious because they have Sven, they have Mithy, they have Perks, they have Vagar. I believe Vagar is actually US. So they have our brethren. So you kind of and C9's is a cool org. So it's a team you kind of want to cheer for a little bit. So yeah, and then and then there's like PSG and Pentanet. Pentanet, I don't know. Sure, they're good, but against who they're gonna face, maybe in a best of one, maybe they're upset. But when you see that it really took them to like a best of five against Joel, who wasn't really looking that fresh to make it through, I'd say maybe at best they get one, maybe two games, but I don't know, or maybe they just completely surprise and they challenge for a fourth spot, but I don't really think so. PSG Talon, when they won the game, they looked really good. When they lost the game, they were like, disappointing, to be honest. I was expecting maybe a bit more of a challenge, but they didn't bring as much as I expected, to be honest. So I don't know. For me, it feels like there's like three groups of levels. There's gonna be like RNG, Damwon, then there's gonna be Mad Lion, C9, and then there's gonna be PSG, Pentanet. Um, Obviously Pentanet being really at the bottom, but um, I don't know. I'm not expecting too many surprises on this stage. I don't know what you guys think. If there's anyone who wants to share something here or uh, try fresh. I'm not trying a fresh account, dude. I'm not into that stuff. Yeah, I just have to. I have to be better. Have to be a better jungler. That's all there is. Dude. I need to. Do I think DK will step up? I do think DK will step up. I think and the staff is cracking the whip, behind the scenes, and it's like you are the world champions. There's no way you should have lost the game against C9. They did say that they thought C9 was really good. They were quite challenging. So maybe C9 is looking much better than what we feel that we see that as spectators. Um, you know, what's his name? Vulcan on his Alistar was actually really good. I think just Alistar is a kind of bullshit champion and competitive in general, but some players just really make him shine more than others. There's Limit who's really good with it. Treats as well. But yeah, Vulcan had a star performance with his Alistar here, and what else I was thinking about. All C9 players can be really good when they get their shit together. Yeah. You can say that from any team. Mad Lions can be a bit more solid, and have less what feels like 50-50 games, when they go through against what's their name against Wildcats, and even their second game against PSG, or even against Pain Gaming, they kind of struggled a bit, and they they almost lost against Pain Gaming. That actually, I'm surprised I didn't even mention this at the start, but their game against Pain Gaming, right? Like they almost lost to them. It was an absolute clown fest. What happened there? Holy moly! I think Mad Lions might be in a bit of a pickle, to be honest, because they, if C9's on an upward trend and they continue to improve, who's saying they actually don't beat they don't beat Mad Lions 2-0, in the Rumble stage. I'm starting to think about these things now. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. Maybe I'm hyping a bit too much because I want this level of competition. I just don't want to be like, China and Korea and then the rest of the world. But like Perks versus Humanoid, right? Perks versus Humanoid. Sven Vulcan versus Karzi and Kaiser, right? Think about that. Yeah, best of ones. I know. I agree. I agree. Um, yeah, Armor's been pretty good. But again, I feel like he's kind of disrespecting, and he's given a lot of like shutdown goals during his games. So we'll see. Fudge played. Wait, Fudge actually 1v1 can. He's the best top player in the world. What am I saying? Of course. Whatever. But yeah. But no, it'll actually be interesting. It'll be interesting um, to see. I'm actually just curious how Mad Lions plays against RNG and Korea, to be honest, and see. I mean, Cloud9, obviously we've seen what they're able to do against M1. Let's see what they do against RNG, and then I guess it's just PSG and Pentanet who are left to kind of disrupt the whole situation. Because now they're seeding, right? So it doesn't really, it's not like it doesn't matter who's first, second, third, or fourth. It's like there's there's gonna be. I'm guessing. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm mistaken here, but um, the number one seed is probably gets to pick the third or fourth team. So I think that's also to take into consideration. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to add about the group stage. I don't know if anyone wants to say something about this. If they have a different opinion, a take they want to share. Again, give me a thumbs up if you want to get in. Do 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 do. If not, okay, that's fine. No problem at all. If you just want to write it down, I can quote you on the chat instead. But I've seen some opinions here, which I think are really good. You know, concerning C9, Damwon, and the outcomes. So cool. I guess we'll just move on to the predictions. In that case, I've kind of shared them, but I made a bit of a visual, so I'll do that for users on YouTube. This is on your screen now. Hopefully, it is. Now time to share my screen. Wait, that's not the right one. Oh, it is the right one. Is it the right one? Hello? It is the right one. Cool. As you can see, my high quality Photoshop. This is for the Rumble stage, the teams that I expect to come through. So as I mentioned, I think RNG, Mad Lions, Damwon, and C9 are definitely the favorite here. Unfortunately, PSG Talon and Oceania, I don't think that they'll be enough. Again, I'm a bit disappointed in PSG. I was expecting that PSG would play well enough in the group stage where it'd be like, oh, we're not sure who's going to be the fourth, fifth place. But the thing is, there's PSG hasn't played well enough, and C9 has played really well to the point where it's like, oh, Cloud9 is like a clear third, fourth team. So I don't think Pentanet will win it all. Hey, Dad, who knows? Maybe Pabu just goes absolutely berserk and just 1v9s. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, pretty straightforward in my opinion. We'll have to see. Nonetheless, I'm super excited to see the Rumble stage, which I believe will be a few days. Oh no, I think it's a full week again. I think it's as long as the group stage. I need someone to help me out on this. Again, I did not do my homework. I'm very sorry, guys. But let me just check the schedule on that one. Okay, so it starts tomorrow. First game is actually a Damwon versus RNG. So that's a banger straight away. Yeah, for sure. And it ends with Mad Lions Cloud9. So starts with a banger, ends with a banger. That's gonna be a cool one. So let's see. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday, yeah. So it's the same. It's the same. Cool. Okay then. That is that. Well, there you have it. That's group stage done. Rumble stage starting tomorrow. Any final thoughts, you guys? 14th through the 18th, absolutely. Yeah, game of the day, and you'll be working. I mean, I'll be working as well, but I'll try to peep through my phone. I'll have it. That's good. I'm working from home right now, and so it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. I can do whatever I want. Try to stay focused and still watch some games. So I'll at least try to catch the first and the last game. I'm thinking. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I think. I hope you guys will be watching the games. And we'll get to talk about it next week. I think we'll probably be keeping the same schedule since it ends Tuesday and the sort of final round starts on the Friday. Probably do it on Thursday at the same time, 9 p.m. So, yeah, cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. Small podcast, but always nice to have you guys around. Thank you, Boomer, for coming on, sharing your opinions. I'll see you guys next week. For those watching on YouTube and catching up, thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for watching. Real helps me keeping on. Especially right now, it's great to have that motivation and those projects to work on. So, see you next week. Thanks again, and always fanatic. Bye.